Bevo, that must have been a pretty tough one to take in the end, given the amount of fight that the boys showed throughout the whole game.
Yeah, Brisbane are probably the better side throughout the course of the night, but yeah, I like the way we persevered, and yeah, you get a minute or so to be a chance to kick that last goal, and it's a good, probably, you know, you want to be in front, but it's at least you're in that place to be able to do that. So that's encouraging. But yeah, the landslide of territory, some of our ball use coming out of our back end with some of our more recognised ball users, they were our opportunities to transition and get it in our front end a bit more in the middle parts of the game, and we weren't able to do that. So we hung in there, as I said, but yeah, there's some brilliance through their team, and that kind of told at different stages of the game. So yeah, obviously we're disappointed because we always travel to win, and yeah, but credit to Brisbane, they were just too good on the night.
I guess we had a look, like your kicking was actually really good. You made the most of the opportunities, but Brisbane, I guess, were really good at limiting those opportunities.
As far as finishing, yeah, we didn't kick many points, did we? So, no, that's right, and that's what I'm talking about. I think it was, 44 to 64 inside 50s, and it's just not enough. We couldn't diffuse some of those high balls at times. We needed to spoil better. But yeah, through their small to mediums, through that front end, they can make things up pretty well, and they kick some special goals here and there, even though they missed a few. So, overall, there's some encouragement to come out of it, but, in the end, it's a game that we needed to be better at a few things that we didn't do so well last week, in the pressure game and the tackling side of things. And I thought we did that better than we did last week, but they just had too many opportunities. When we look back on that game, and the glaring thing was after we processed it quite heavily, and we train it quite regularly. Every club does. They came through the middle of the ground too often. They pulled kicks in there that we need to be able to defend, and that'll be the one that stands out for us. That with our team defence, we need to do it better. It's just too hard to circumvent those scoring opportunities. Once they go into the middle, it just opens everything up. So obviously, we come up against Essendon this week, and regardless of who you play, as a team and as a group defending together, we just have to be more cohesive.
Is that something you've identified for a while now, Luke, or do you think it's reared its head a bit more tonight?
Well, I think some teams don't necessarily take you on through there like Brisbane do, but we knew that they do, and we talked about it. We looked at it. We're ready for it, but we didn't execute it. So it just shows that there's that we need to improve, and the players will be frustrated by it because they knew it was happening. Probably, I don't know, what was it? Probably 6 or 7 times. But 6 or 7 times is probably 5 or 6 too much. You get bitten once or twice, and you go, okay, well, we need to be better. But it was quarter to quarter. It happened once or twice. So we'll work on it again, and there'll be teams that take on a bit of risk through there, and Brisbane's one of them. But we gave them looks, so there wasn't a lot of risk in it.
Your record against the top 8 teams pretty well publicised. What's the gap? You're competitive against all of them. Really being all pretty close. But what's the gap between the competitive and getting over the line in your eyes?
Well, yeah, it's a question with a pretty broad response because it can be different things. But we it has been a year thus far where it's another game. What have we been beaten by in the end? Was it 10 points? 10, yeah. That last one was a goal. It's another one where it's a couple of goals almost, and so we are encouraged by the boys' application and their focus on the task at hand. But the difference, I don't know. I think I could go into a whole series of things that go through personnel, the variables in the game. But one of the things is you need your group to be totally committed to certain aspects of the defensive contest and stoppage phases. And you can't do that inconsistently against the better sides, and we've done it inconsistently against the better sides. So I think that's the difference. Because over the journey, our ability to score when we've when we've got it in the right hands has been pretty good. So we've got to keep chipping away at the defensive aspects without overshadowing the other. You need to continue to balance it. We can't give up something that's like our scope to score. You can't give it up in totality just for the other phase. We've got to strike a better balance.
How's Vandermeer and O'Donnell?
I think they'll be okay. I haven't checked in with our staff, but we didn't want to go in scratching our heads in the last quarter and hoping Latham would be okay. So we thought it'd be right to pull the trigger on Poltz coming on as a sub, and then I think Jimmy O'Donnell's going to be okay. He's tweaked an ankle here and there, and he's coming next week, so I don't think it's too bad. But we'll let you know.
What's the game against the Bombers now? How sort of I guess in terms of the top 8, crucial is it for a win?
Well, they're all crucial. I mean, no one's. We'd almost be a game or two behind the top 8 after this one. We're in a game, so we'd be 2 with the teams above us. So ultimately, we can't get too far ahead. We just got to. I think we play a couple below us. I'll play 3 below us, but and 2 above us, and you'd have to say we'd need to win them all almost.
You played Liam Jones tonight. I guess what did you think of his performance and that mix, or the change in mix, I guess, in your backline with him in it?
Jonesy had some good moments, but as I said, we didn't necessarily diffuse some of those aerial situations like we needed to, and the backs will have a look at that. Liam will be a part of that. So it's pretty raw straight after the game to be able to give you too detailed an assessment on a player, but as you know, I don't normally do that anyway. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.